Let's shade a sunflower using the various sketching pencils. Right now, I already have a contour drawing of a sunflower already prepared, and I'm going to give it some value. Remember, value is how dark or light something is. Right now, it's all white, it's all light, so we want to give it some value. We want to show some dark and lightness. Okay. Let's look at a sunflower first so we can see what's dark and what's light. Okay. Looking at the sunflower, let's first start with the petal. You see in the petal, the inside of the petal is darker and the outside is lighter, but we can also add some shadows, and we can just use our imagination to give it some value and give it shadows. Okay. So to do darker shadows, I want to use 6B. And to use lighter shadows, I'll use any other pencil below that. Right now, I'm going to use a 4B pencil to start off with my shading, okay? I'm going to start with the inside of the petal. And I want to do some blending, right? Or shading when I color from dark to light. I want to show some value, okay? And I want to make the bottom part of the petal darker, and this part I want to leave it light. Okay? So color dark, and as you move across the paper, color softer and softer and softer. Okay? And shade the whole thing. Okay? There, you can give it some shadows. Okay? So I'm going to go through and do every single petal that's in the front. Okay? All the petals in the front. And whenever I shade, I am turning my pencils on the side. If you hold your pencil like this, you're going to make lines. You want to turn your pencil on the side. Okay? So you're using the side of the pencil lead. Okay? When you use the side of the pencil lead, it's easier to shade. Okay? You want to make sure you give a shadow to the whole petal. Okay? So you want to make it look like it's fading from dark to light. Okay? To give it some value. Okay? Here, I'm going to outline this a little bit more so I can see the petal better next to the other petal. See? I'm going to go back here and do this petal. Okay? And in the back, I will give it a very light shadow. I'm going to color this bottom part really dark. See? Okay, so just go through and shade every single petal. Give all the petals value. You can shade from dark to light. Next, after you have everything shaded, you can go back and these lines, you can shade in those lines in the sunflower. I'm now going to use a 2B pencil, so I create a lighter shade. Okay? And the lines, I'm just going to softly brush over them, very, very softly, draw over them with the 2B pencil. Okay. So again, I'm using the 2B pencil, very, very lightly brush over them. I softly, very, very softly draw on my paper, and it makes the lines look very soft on the flower. Okay. So I'm just shading in the lines. Don't press down too hard or your line will look really harsh. Okay. We don't want our lines to look harsh. We want them to look soft because we want the petals to look like they're soft. Okay. So let's try to keep the petals soft. Okay. Let's make the lines look soft. Okay. So you can do that to every single petal. Okay, after you have all the lines drawn in, next let's start working in the middle. Okay. Let's look at the sunflower. In the middle, we see that around the edge is very dark. We also see little spots. Okay. So I'm going to use a 6B petal or 6B pencil to make my shadow really, really dark. Okay. So grab your 6B pencil. Let me find mine. Okay. And I'm going to start shading around the circle and start making it very, very dark. And I want to make my shadow curve with the circle. Okay? So curve your shadow with the circle. And again, don't forget to show value, show dark to lightness. Okay? So I'm shading from dark to light. Okay? And don't forget to curve it because the middle part is a circle. I'm going to shade that whole thing in. And shade this edge. So as you can see, the shadow is curved. Okay? I'm going to do the same thing around the larger circle. Okay? I'm going to curve my shadow. Again, I'm still using the 6B pencil. And I'm going to show value. I'm going to go from dark to light. Okay? I'm getting lighter and lighter and lighter. I'm going to go ahead and softly shade in the whole circle. And I'm going to go back and make it darker. Okay? So I'm going to shade in this whole side lightly. Okay? Now I'm going to go back and start making it dark around the edges. Okay? And I'm still using the 6B pencil. Okay? I'm going to go around all the edges and make it dark. So this edge, I'm going to make it dark. And get lighter toward the middle. This edge. And again, I'm curving my shadow. Okay? I'm curving it. Okay? This edge, let's work over here. And all the way around. And then, to do all these little specks, okay, I'm going to use, I'm going to use an HB pencil to do the specks. Let me see, let me find my HB, okay. And I can just add, let me zoom in so you guys can see. Okay. I'm going to add little tiny specks. with the pencil. Okay. And that will give your sunflower some texture, okay? To show that the inside is not smooth. There is something in the middle that makes it rough. Okay? So show texture by adding the little specks. And you can do the same thing to the middle part because it also has it. And there you have it, your shaded sunflower.